Hi, my name is Eric Drane, PGA head golf professional at Oakwood Country Club, and today I want to discuss a few things that can help you get your season off to a good start. Those three things being alignment, your club path, and your club face awareness. To start off, I want to talk a little bit alignment. This is how we set up to the ball. Okay? So when I set up to this shot here, I want my feet, knees, shoulders parallel left of my target. Now today, the target's just on the left edge of the green, so I'm going to set up with my feet just off to the left side of the green, parallel left of the target. So I got one of these alignment sticks I'm using today, help me get set up properly. So I'm going to set my feet, set the club first, get it square to the target, and then I'm going to set my feet parallel left. And then from there, I can make a good swing. Start the ball on my target line. Okay? What I see too often, especially early in the year, is people struggling with their alignment. And when you struggle with your alignment, what happens is your path is affected. So if I'm, for instance, aiming too far right of my target, so I've moved my feet, so now my feet are pointed at the pin and my club face is actually pointing at the right side of the green. If I'm trying to make a good swing from this position, I have to redirect the club over the top to swing back towards the pin, which is not a good thing. It's too hard to be consistent, and at that point, we're going to start putting side spin on the ball. The opposite's true. If I aim too far left, then my club face is pointing more at the left side of the green. My natural body tendency is to swing back out to the right, okay? To try to swing it back towards the pin. What this is going to cause is usually shots that go high. We're adding loft to the shot and off to the right, okay? So how do we fix those things? Well, early in the year, I just want you, when you're out practicing, to get set up square, okay? So use one of these alignment sticks when you're out on the range. Get your feet, your shoulders, everything set up just parallel left of your target, and make sure that club is pointing right at your target, okay? Next thing we can talk about is your club path. That is how we take the club back throughout the swing, okay? As we take it back, we want to keep it on plane, okay? What we see too often is usually people coming back under plane and then having to reroute over the top. What I mean by that is when somebody comes under plane on the backswing, they get that club too far to the inside here. That forces them in a position on the downswing to have to swing that club back over the top to try to get it back online. We want to try to avoid that, okay? So we want to make sure we're on plane. How can we check to see if we're on plane? Well, as we bring that club back, this is our first checkpoint, okay? That club should be parallel to our feet and shoulders, okay? I don't want to see that club in here, and I don't want to see it so out far in front of you like this. It should be square with your feet and shoulders, okay? When we get the club to the top, that club should be pointing at our target. Now it's kind of hard to see when you're just standing over a ball here, but the best thing you could do is get a mirror behind you, take some swings, and see if at the top of your swing your club's pointing towards the target. Too often you'll see this where the club's pointing to the right of the target, or little rarer is you actually see that club pointing to the left of the target, okay? This is the most common one I see, okay? And that comes from swinging too far inside on the backswing, and that causes you to get across the line, okay? So one quick little thing to help you there, if you're seeing that your club is actually across the line at the top, is just try to feel like from the start, you swing a little more out in front of you. I know it's gonna feel like you're way out here, but when you actually take your swing and you make your turn, that's what brings it back to parallel here, okay? So feel like that club is going out in front of you, okay? Let's see if I can do that on this one. Not too bad, just a little left of the pin. Okay, the last thing I want to discuss is club face awareness, okay? How the club face reacts on the backswing and downswing, okay? I would say this is one of the more important factors, and a few things play into this. Your grip definitely plays into this, and then how you swing the club on your club path also plays into this. So the first thing we got to check is our club face square? And what is a square club face? Well, square club face is when I take the club back here to my little first checkpoint, the toe of the club should be pointing up in the air, okay? This club should be nice and straight, pointing up to the air, okay? If I swing back and I have a closed club face, what you're gonna see is that club face is pointing out in front of me and down to the ground, okay? That is a closed club face. So when I come back into impact, I can see that club face is pointing off to the left, okay? The next thing you'll see is an open club face, okay? If you see an open club face, you'll see this on the way back. As you swing back, you can see that club face is pointing behind me and up to the sky, okay? If I bring that back down into impact, I can see that club face is pointing way out to the right, okay? Like I said, grip can play a huge role in this, so if you're seeing a closed club face, your grip might be a little strong. If you're seeing an open club face at that first checkpoint, your grip might be a little weak. And when I'm talking about a strong grip or a weak grip, a stronger grip is when you can see more knuckles on this left hand. And this V is pointing out farther than your right shoulder, okay? So if I take a strong grip here, you can see the V's created by my thumb and my finger there are pointing way out to the right. That's a strong grip, okay? The opposite is a weak grip, okay? With my V's actually pointing to my left shoulder. Ideally, I want my V's to point up to in between my chin and my right shoulder, okay? So if I take a proper grip, this V is pointing right just to my right chin here, and this V is just up inside my armpit there, okay? That's a good grip. That grip will allow you to take the club back with the proper club face angle, okay? So if I can get to this first checkpoint here where I make a good turn and that club face is pointing up to the sky, there's a good chance the rest of the way I'm going to keep that club face in that same position. So how you start the club back plays a very important role in what the club face is doing, okay? So once again, just using small little checkpoints. Like I said, if you have a chance to swing in a mirror, that is great, because then you can kind of see things that you can't see without video or something like that. So if you can take that swing, you can keep that club face square, just keep turning from that position. The club face at this point, if my path is good, should be pointing at the pin, and the club face should be parallel to my forearm here, okay? If it's open, what you're gonna see is it's pointing straight up and down, okay? If it's closed, you're gonna see that club face is gonna be pointing towards the sky. So if I got a closed club face here, what you see is it's pointing towards the sky, okay? If I have an open club face here, what you'll see is it's pointing straight up and down, okay? So just check your checkpoints, make sure that your club face is square, make sure you're aligned properly, and make sure you're swinging on the right plane, okay? If you have somebody you practice with, play with, just have them take a quick look. If they can tell, I mean, they can usually pretty easily see if you're swinging on plane. If you're having more problems, need our help, come see us. We got all the video equipment. We can slow down your swing to take a slow motion look at your swing and kind of help you from there. I want to thank you for joining me for another online tip. Keep an eye out for my next one that should be coming here at the end of the